Hey everyone, welcome. I'm going to read some very obscure, very ancient quotes and texts from Jesus. Very ancient, very obscure. I don't think these are in the Bible. And yeah, they're in the Gnostic scriptures, kind of stuff that was taken out of the Bible. Stuff that didn't fit quite right in the Bible. I think in the 1400s, or I'm not sure, Council of Mycenae, they took some stuff out. So some of those chapters are in the Gnostic scriptures. So let's get into this. So they say that these are from Jesus, but I don't think anyone really knows for sure. I mean, some people do. Anyway, let's get into this. I'm going to read one here. This one is a doozy. When you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, and the upper like the lower, and when you make the male and female into a single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female be female, when you make eyes in place of an eye, a hand in place of a hand, a foot in place of a foot, an image in place of an image, then you will enter the kingdom of heaven. That's from Jesus in the Gnostic scriptures. I think Gospel of Thomas, but I'm not exactly sure. And that one is it's very philosophical, very esoteric. It's like, what does it mean? It's not going to mean anything. But if you dive really deep into other religions, it starts to look like other religious texts. In particular, it looks like Shiva texts from certain Shiva texts in non-dualistic Shiva Tantra. There are Shiva texts. So that statement, it seems to me very, very non-dualistic. So instead of, so I'll explain dualism really quickly. Dualism is simply put, there's God and then there's you. Two totally separate things. God and you. Dual. Two, right? Or you and people, or you and the earth, or whatever. Dual. And non-dualist it's like the idea of one with everything. So in some Buddhist texts, they talk about being one with everything. Some yogic experiences become one with everything through a deep meditative experience, samadhi states or other states of mind, deep experiences, right? Satori or samadhi. So that passage, I think, is talking about non-dualism. So I can see why it's not in the Bible, right? It doesn't fit the main narrative. It's like, wait a second, this doesn't quite fit. Let's take it out. But it makes sense in my point of view, I think, and many other people. There's been countless documentaries and countless books written about Jesus' travels during the missing period of his life. He traveled the Silk Road all over the world, several main places, Egypt, India, and I think China or around there, and many other places around there, all along the Silk Path. And in a lot of these documentaries, what happened is he I don't think he was a normal person. He was like a ascended avatar, like a hardcore ascended avatar. Like he was already God, essentially, right? And so when he studied under a guru in India for about 2 years, that people say, and there's a lot of there is like physical proof documented in texts and temples. I think he studied under a guru for several years, maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe 1 or 2 years. I'm not sure exactly. A yogic Hindu guru. But the thing is, the difference between him and a normal person, a normal monk, is that he he advanced like several lifetimes. What it would take a normal person, a few lifetimes of being a yogi, he did it in a year, right? He mastered it, totally mastered it, right? And then he moved on to Buddhism soon after, and he read all their texts, mastered the language, and mastered the spirituality, and mastered all that instantly. So he was not normal. He was an avatar, you know. And then I think after Buddhism, what was it after that? Oh, at some point he went to Egypt too and learned and mastered their type of religion. I don't know exactly what type of religion it was at the time, but sort of similar to some types of Hinduism, I think. Okay, so let's get into another quote. Let's do this. Here we go. What you seek after is within you. Simple. Jesus, from the Gnostic, agnostic scriptures. What you seek after is within you. Yeah, makes sense. It's like, I could apply that to Shiva texts once again. And non-dualist Shiva Tantra, Shiva said, it seems like there's all these opposites, but he's like, the only real opposites are outer and inner. It's like up, down, good, bad, left, right, cold, hot. These are all surface sort of fake dualists. They're not really important. He said there's only really two: inner, outer. All right, let's get into one more. Congratulations to those who are alone and chosen, for you will find the Father's domain, for you have come from it, and you will return there again. Ooh, I like that one. I want to read that one more time quick. Congratulations to those who are alone and chosen, for you will find the Father's domain, for you have come from it, and you will return there again. Oof. Yeah, solitude, aloneness. Solitude is a lot of monks and yogis prefer that, I think, at times to grow spiritually, right? I mean, it makes sense. If you're trying to meditate for 3 hours with 6 pets and 6 people that you live with, it's not going to be too deep, probably. But if you're doing it in a cave for 10 years, it could get deep, real deep, right? And I love how it's like talking about you will find the Father's domain, and you came from it, and you'll return to it. Which is totally, like, that's it, right? Like, I think my point of view, we are all like little fragments of God, broken off and thrown into a interesting RPG game world. Totally, our memory wiped, so we feel like we're separate. But eventually you make your way back to the source, back to God. It might take millions of years, but and there's brief interludes too between lifetimes, I think, where you get to connect a little bit. Yeah. Okay, let's get into this more. Also, if you're into this at all, like and subscribe, and I'll be making many more. Eventually, I want to get into watching video clips, because people are more into that. So video clips about hardcore spirituality, basic spirituality, how to evolve spiritual, and like esoteric spirituality and religious stuff, and also in health stuff, because I find being hardcore into the health nut world and spirituality, they come together, they come together, health and spirituality. It's a perfect little mix. Anyway, let's jump into another quote. So that last one was Jesus. Last two were attributed to Jesus from the Gnostic scriptures. Okay. Those who know all, but are lacking within themselves, are utterly lacking. Gnostic scriptures, Jesus. Yeah, so there again you have, if you have 10 degrees and masters and you spend 20 years in school, 30 years in school, you might be very intelligent, but if you've never meditated, you'll be lacking. You're going to be lacking for sure. So let's jump into another one here. I will destroy this house, and no one will be able to build it. Jesus from Gnostic scriptures. That one's really cool because it's super Buddhist. And how is it super Buddhist? Well, I have the next quote I have written down here is actual from Buddha, from the Dhammapada, which is a book of scriptures from the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, or Gautama Siddhartha. However, okay, so this is the Buddha. It's a similar quote, and I'll explain how they come together. Through many a birth in samsara I have wandered, seeking the builder of this house. Repeated birth is suffering, and O house builder, you are seen. You will not build this house again. All your rafters are broken. Your ridgepole is shattered. My mind has reached the unconditioned. The destruction of craving has been attained. The Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama. So, the house is the body that holds the soul. So, he's like, I see you, house builder. You're not building any more houses, as in he's taken his last life. He's attained enlightenment, some degree of mastery of enlightenment, where he's like, I don't need another body. I've had enough of them. So this goes back to the Jesus quote, which I will read again right now. I will destroy this house, and no one will be able to build it. Jesus. Yeah, so I think he was already, he was a ascended master and came down as an avatar already, or he was a very advanced soul. So he didn't need another body, I think. One more. I am the light that is over all things. I am all. From me all came forth, and to me all attained. Split a piece of wood, I am there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Jesus from the Gnostic scriptures. I think the Gospel of Thomas. So that one's pretty cool. That also speaks of non-dualism. As in, God is here, God is everywhere. Which is a statement I've heard, in Christianity too. Oh, God's in everything. God's everywhere. Invite him into your heart. But he's not in you, though. You're separate. Right? It's also very confusing sometimes. Anyway, that's it for now, folks. So if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. And there will be plenty of very deep spiritual stuff coming down the pipeline very soon. Have a good one. Bye.